when everyone else, everything is talking about the divinity, how am I to be in that state? Why is that I am lost all the time? So, as we get started here, we'll have to start the recording also. Is the recording on here? Bharti, is the recording on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Once again, welcome all for today's session. Thank you very much for taking time to join. So, in terms of the divinity, in terms of my divinity and my understanding of the divinity, there are multiple aspects. The aspects of me being the state and me being in that living standard, right? There are like in the moment to moment, you may be in the divine state and then you may not be in the divine state, right? But our goal is to be in that state of divinity throughout the life, 24/7. I have to be in that state of divinity. How do I get that? By practicing meditation, by having the greater understanding of the spirituality. These are the two things. Always we have to remember one thing. The power of karma in line to the power of wisdom is nothing. It's zero. Power of wisdom is the highest of its order in terms of energies, vibrations, frequency, knowledge, in whatever way you put it out there. It is the power of wisdom that makes things happen. Today, I am living this life. It is because of my power of wisdom. So one of the topic that we will cover today is how many of us believe in karma, right? So we'll cover that momentarily once we understand the divinity. What does divinity mean to all of us? What does divine mean? Anyone wants to answer this? What is divinity? How do I relate it to myself? Anyone?
I mean, in general sense, we kind of call it as God.
God, right? How do I relate to that God? What is that? What does divinity mean? How do I connect to that? What does it mean to me? See, that is where we need that wisdom, right? That is where we need that knowledge. Everyone says you have to be God, or you are God, or you are that what you are looking for. So what does it mean? What is that I am looking for is already I am, means what? Is happiness God? Is peace God? Is not having mind God? Is being in the state is God? Living with the principles is God? Living in the discipline is God? The simple answer for that is, if you are living in the truth, you are God. Living in the truth is God, because truth, God is the embodiment of truth. What is truth? That which is permanent, that which is omnipresent, that which is never ending, no death, that which is running this entire universe as it stands, every aspect of it, beyond the state of time and space. You can define godly thing, you can define the divinity in anything and everything what you're doing. The highest state of anything what you are doing is divine, is divinity, is the godly thing, highest state. If I'm arguing on something, in my argument, what is the highest state? You being calm and balanced. That is divine. That is the divine state in that moment. So in any given moment, if I am able to be in that highest vibrations, where I am not controlling, I am flowing with the universe, that is a godliness. God never judges. God never takes sides. God never pushes things on us. He let us choose the way of living. The way you want to live, you can live. You have a choice. So when I am starting to understand this truth, when I am starting to realize this truth, how does it work though? It goes against the principles of my life, that I am living a life which is bound by religion, which is bound by the nature of, the living being itself, the human beings, by society, by order and control, and the chaos as to what happens in the world. I'm influenced by everything, every aspect of it. Then how am I going to come into that state of divine where I can see everything as one? Is that even possible? Scriptures are saying it is possible. A lot of gurus have said it is possible. A lot of the masters have said it is possible. Only if you are disciplined and you're serious and sincere in your attempts. Now, that is what we're going to talk today. How do I bring back my divinity and be in that state of divinity? That is the point. At the end of the day, in this entire life, I know everything is temporary. Now that I understand what truth is all about, I know very clearly what is permanent, what is temporary. I know very clearly. There is no doubt in my mind at any given point of time. Even in the sleep, you wake me up or any of us wake up, we know very clearly what is truth, what is not truth, what is attachment, what is non-attachment, what is permanent, what is temporary, what stays, what goes, right? What does we mean by thinking, doing, feeling, being? We have an absolute clarity in all four of these things. And if I want to bring back my divinity, which is what I am to begin with, how do I go about it? What are my ways of looking at it? Absolutely, we all understand meditation is a way of it. But I only do meditate for 1 hour, 2 hours every day. Where do I generate that kind of power within me that I am able to withstand everything, even a catastrophe that is happening? Even a tsunami is going on in front of you, you are still calm, you are still centered, you are still balanced. How is it possible? How do you get that kind of a state? That is what we are talking. So it is not just by doing the penance that you develop that kind of capability or that kind of a skill. It is also with the knowledge, the abundant knowledge of truth, the divine qualities as to how do you accumulate, how do you bring them on, how do you showcase them on. Divine never talks, it just works. Divinity is nothing. There is nothing in talking divinely, right? We can talk so much as we can, but you don't get divinity by talking. It is only in doing you will find the divinity, only in action. If somebody is crying, I can talk so many 100 things or 200 things to them to stop crying. It is not going to do it until you go and you console them, you sit next to them, you show them that love, that apathy, right? That compassion. That's when they will realize it. The energies will flow through that. So as much as I embrace the life as it stands with the way I have designed it, I brought it, I am living my way the way it is, there is a truth beyond all of this. if this entire universe is run by God or divine or the supreme reality or supreme consciousness, if I am part of this very universe, then why do I still think that I am running my life? Isn't it ignorance? Isn't it lack of understanding? Isn't it lack of knowledge that I am start to believe myself that I am running my own life? How is it possible though? These are two contradictory statements. We are saying that where is God? God is everywhere. That means that entire universe is God. God is within me as well, everywhere else as well. When that is how you look at God or divine or spiritual, supreme reality, how is that when I go do things and I still believe that I am the one doing it, I am the one incurring it, I am the one going through it, I am the one suffering? Why is that feeling in me? Why is that thinking in me? Why is that doing in me? Anyone would like to talk? Any comments on this? These are good things to start discussing, right? This is how we start to come back to that state of stillness. The state of stillness does not come to us overnight. It comes with that inquiry as to why is this contradicting. I want to make it more interactive. That way we can start to unpeel any open things or anything that comes in the discussion. Anyone? In case of I am suffering, where is my divinity? Today I am suffering for something. Where is my divinity? I lost my divinity in suffering, or am I still holding on to it? Or I am divine but yet suffering? These are all tricky questions. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I think if I see it the way I see it, it might be we are probably. I mean, we are obviously divine. The only thing is we probably don't realize it yet. That's one way, or something I don't or I don't connect to it, or I don't understand it yet.
See, it is also contradicting, right? You are saying that you are the divine, but then you're saying that you lost it. When you are that, you cannot be losing it, right? You are already that. See, what happens in this case is I have that state of being in me. That state of being, that supreme consciousness is within me. It's always there with me. But when I am getting attached to the situations and relationships and whatever is going on in my life, I am losing the identity. That is what is happening here. I'm shifting my attention from my divinity into that very thing that is going on. And hence, I am getting connected to that, whatever that is, the guiltiness, the fear, the suffering, whatever those lower vibrations are. If I am able to constantly maintain my divinity as it stands, then absolutely that is enlightenment, isn't it? This is the thing that we want. We don't want, I don't want to sit in meditation and do for 15 hours, 20 hours. It is not going to serve my purpose. What is going to serve my purpose is for me to be in that state of supreme consciousness forever and ever and ever. And that only comes through wisdom. Only comes through wisdom. Knowledge plus the abundance of practice experience. That's the only way you get there. So what happens is, in my own divinity, if I am starting to believe that I am divine, okay, even to that factor, I got this knowledge today, let's suppose, right? You have this knowledge that you are divine today, okay? Tomorrow something happened. Where is your divinity? Are you going to still keep it? Something bad happened. Are you still going to keep your divinity? Or are you going to get lost? The one who keeps his divinity is enlightened. The one who gets lost is the one who lost the identity. So every one of us is divine by the virtue as to who we are, right? And where we are coming from. But I am losing my divinity every time I am trying to connect myself to a situation, to my relationships, to my life. Anything that is happening in my life, I am connected to that. That is why I am losing my divinity. If we are able to be in that state of divinity without connecting, without even looking at what is happening, that is a godly thing. No matter what may come, no matter what may go, your stature should never change. And that stature cannot be in the lower state. It has to be in the highest state. That is divinity. And how do I get that? I need to have the highest vibrations to get that. My association to anything that is happening surrounding me, I should not be attached. Whether physically, emotionally, mentally. Is that even possible? Yes, it is possible. That is why we say that when you start to know who you are, when you start to appreciate and understand where you come from and where you are going, when you have that knowledge, you are able to withstand anything that is coming your way. It is not like you are forcefully trying to be in that state. It naturally happens. Because you are in the highest state of vibrations, the lowest state of vibration, which is the earthly plane, nothing can bother you, nothing can shatter you. And that is where I want to be. So in this context, if I try to even bring karma, right? We talk about so much in karma. I've got this prarabdha, I've got agami, I've got this sanchita. I'm bringing this prarabdha in this life. I'm going to go through that prarabdha karma and all that. If I am able to stand myself as a supreme consciousness, where is this karma? There is no karma for God. When I am God, where is the karma for me? The reason why I do not believe that I am God is because I am attached. When I am attached, I am getting this duality, right? This conflicting information. One time my mind says, go do that. Other time mind says, not do that. So what I believe is in the shape and form of things, the name and form of things. In that process, I lose my identity. The moment I lose my identity, I start to believe that this is my destiny. Even I ask you this question, I dare that you think about this question, what I'm asking. Is free will coming from God himself, or it is me who is actually executing a free will? Think about it. Are you the one executing free will, or is it God's mega plan that you are part of, and he's the one executing free will through you? What do you believe?
Free will is coming from us.
Free will is coming from us, but then you are?
By nature, God, yes, but regardless of whether we realize it or not, still free will is ours.
See, the way it works is, we have to understand, this is the reason understanding where the entire universe started is very important. The entire universe, the creation started from void, right? That is where God is, void. If every time we talk about this sunya, you got to be in the void, you got to be in the no thought, you got to be in the zero thought, you got to go into the meditative state. Why is that? It's always that, empty your mind, don't think too much, connect to your heart, become one with the divine. All these are going back to that zero state, because in that zero state there is no limits, right? There is no limits. So if you look at it, where is that free will getting executed? In that zero state. When it is coming from my heart, free will comes from my heart, it doesn't come from my mind, right? Mind is all destined to make things happen, whatever my thoughts are. Even to the factor, I ask you this question: do you know your next thought? Can any one of you tell me what is your next thought? Where is that thought coming from? We don't. None of us know what is our next thought. Reason? It is coming from the void. That very void where the supreme consciousness is operating, that which does not have any limits. It is unlimited. It is like, everything comes from that. It is limitless. Power, light, love, compassion, whatever, gratitude, whatever you call, everything comes from that void. If I am able to get into that void, that is my goal, because then you will understand what divinity means, what is divine stature means. Today, I'm not able to do that because my mind is blocking me to get into that state. So realizing this and releasing those things that are blocking you to get there is nothing but meditation. Meditation is an act of going back into that state of calmness, stillness. That is the purpose of meditation. Meditation is not for healing. Meditation is never meant for healing, never meant for your worldly affairs. Meditation is meant for you to go back into that state of void where the divinity is resting, is operating, is creating. Everything starts from that, and everything goes back to that. That's a start and end. It's a void. So my purpose of sitting in meditation is to be in that state. So instead, what I am doing is I am connected with my worldly affairs. I brought this karma onto me. I looked at my body. I looked at my mind. I looked at my intelligence. I looked at my worldly affairs, everything, relationship, power, whatever I'm doing, right? Events, incidents, activities, whatever. And I started to believe in myself that I am the one running this for me and my family, where in fact everything is operating through the void, the state of void. That is the true reality. The truth of the matter is, where I am standing, I am already 100 miles away from truth, or 1,000 miles, however you look at it. The truth is in the state of void. I am operating from the lowest body. Truth is it in the highest body, opposite way. So why is that I'm not able to retain this divinity within me? It is because I lost that identity. Now, instead of trying to go back to that source, what I am trying to do is I'm getting distracted with karma, with things that are happening in my life. And I'm trying to think that I need to clean this. I need to become one. I need to do that. I need to do the ABC. Whatever you're trying to do, you are never trying to go back to that state of source. All you're trying to do is you're trying to either avoid it, or you are trying to take an obstacle out of your life, saying that this particular problem, I have to resolve it. But then next thought, you have no control. Next thought can be another problem. And that way, you don't know how many problems are going to come your way. So hence, if you start to believe that every time you're going to come, you're going to start to look at it, you're going to change things, you're going to make better life, better thing, that thing, this thing, it is all going to be futile at some point. At some point, you will get tired and you will start to give up, saying that this is a never-ending vicious cycle. That's why they say time is a vicious cycle. But in reality, we are supposed to go back into that state of supreme consciousness, the state of void, where everything begins. If I am able to go and stand still in that void, in that supreme consciousness, I know what is happening. I will be able to relate my past. I will be able to relate my present. With present, I'll be able to relate my future. instead of trying to put time to go back into that state, we are struck with these worldly affairs, and we have continued to lose our identity. A lot of times we think that by doing this type of meditation or that type of meditation, by visiting this guru or that master, by learning this, by learning that, I will be able to get to that. You will never be able to get to that. It is only through the intense penance that you get to that state. And when you get to that state, you need to have the knowledge. It is absolutely essential. The power of wisdom is much more powerful than the power of karma. With the power of wisdom, whatever may happen, whatever may come our way, you will have the will, courage, determination to go through it, no matter what. There will be no suffering absolutely at that point. Suffering is long gone. Fear is long gone. Death, you don't fear anything. Because you understand you are in the state of void. You are in the state of supreme consciousness. You understand how this entire creation is happening. How many of us believe in karma? Let's talk that, right? Let's talk through that. How many of us believe in karma?
I do.
You do, madam? Okay.
Yeah. Do.
Rini? Okay.
Yes, I do.
You do as well? Okay. All right. So what do we do about it then? Okay, you believe in karma, then what do you do?
Like, for an example, like if you talk about for, for third party, or you talk about someone else, then it creates karma. So like, I try to avoid, even I don't want to think something wrong or bad about a third person. So that's what my understanding is, like by avoiding all those topics, not even thinking, not even being a part of that conversation, I can, I can save myself of creating those karmas.
Okay. So that is basically what you're trying to do is it's a fear-based karma, right? You're afraid that if I say something, then something might come back to me as karma. That's why I will not do that.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So is that the karma? It's a tricky thing, right? It's a tricky. So there is a reason why I'm asking this question, right? When we have to relate it back to divinity. I'll take it back to the divinity, but I think we need to have that greater understanding, right? What karma is all about. Karma is not just about what you spoke about is one aspect of it, is where actions, right? Whatever may be the action, whether it is a present action or my past action, that has resulted in certain type of a deed, good, bad, ugly, whatever, that result is what I repped, right? Is what I am incurring now, is all coming back to me. That is what we believe as karma, right?
Yeah.
And then we tend to follow karma to make sure that I'm fear-mongered towards karma, because only with that fear, I am not doing the bad things. Otherwise, I would probably do bad things. Is it? That's how the real world is all about. So, in this context, if I bring this divinity into this picture, where does this fall under? Does divine has karma?
Yes and no. It's confusing.
It is. So that is where, right? So it is the level of understanding. See, that's why we have to come back to this rudimentary fact. See, lot of times it is that wisdom that will release you from pain. Okay. So when I don't try to have this big picture within me that I am divine, when I am divine, whatever I'm doing should be, in state of divine, right? How can it be not anything other than that? Either I am accepting that I am not divine and I fall down or stoop down to so below that I started doing bad things in my past. That's why it's all catching up to me. Or you say that I am divine, I don't have anything. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Each of us have to start to look at it at some point. So where is this karma coming from is because I lost my identity, I've started to believe that certain things, what I have done in my past or what I'm going to do, will have a cascaded result or impact on me, which in fact has nothing to do with divinity. Nothing to do with divinity.
So it means there is no karma?
There is no karma for divine. Is there a karma for divine? Is there a karma for God? There is no karma.
No, yeah. So if I believe I am like, I am divine, then I don't have any karmas then in that sense.
That's it. But you have to stay in that state
Yeah.
throughout until you leave your body. That's the catch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your state, that is why they say when you are enlightened, even you go actually, stab somebody, right? Kill somebody, you will not be given the papa. You won't, it's not a sin for you because there is no mind for you. You are in the state of void. When you are the divine, embodiment of divine, when I believe, I strongly believe and I practice and have the knowledge and understanding that I am divine and I am operating at that level, there is no karma. There is no resulting, there is no the impact, there is nothing. It's all flowing. That's it. Divine flows through universe. That's it. There is no back, there is no future and all that. He can go into back, he can go, there is no time that can control you when you are in the state of divine. Right? So what happens in this state is there are two states here, right? So that is why it is also getting a little confusing when we talk about the divinity aspect of it. When I go into the deeper state of my meditation, I'm in the state of void. I'm able to catch hold of the divinity. I wanted to be in that state even after coming out of meditation. Even during my daytime, I want to have that divinity. I want to hold onto the divinity. And then I wanted to do everything. The act of action, whatever I'm doing in the morning and afternoon and evening, before I sleep, all that is because at that level. When you're doing at that level with that understanding, there is no karma that's going to hit you. But instead, what we are trying to do, I'm not trying to go back to that. None of us are trying to go back to that. Instead, what we are trying to do, we firmly believe, even though scriptures are saying, masters are saying, everybody is saying that you are divine, you are divine, you are divine. We don't believe that. We put that aside. What we believe is my body, my mind, and I have done something wrong. Now I need to correct it. Isn't that very thing the ignorance?
Yes, it is.
It is ignorance. That's why we never are able to go back to that state of bliss. I'm not able to experience bliss because I'm not even in the path of bliss. Right? Where is universe? Where is divine? Where is super conscious? Where is this unlimited mind? Whatever you may call that, right? The pure consciousness. It is all in that very moment. What you're doing in the moment is when the God is there, in that very moment. Because I am not aware, because I never practiced to go back to that state of divinity, the one thing that every one of us have to start to realize is as soon as I came to earth, I have lost my identity. Because my mind got developed and mind created its own illusion. Now, this is where the trick is, right? In my mind, I have this illusion that I am not the God. I am the one who is actually creating everything. I am the one actioning. I am the one doing it. I am the one thinking. I am the one making. I am the one, everything surrounding is I am, me, 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 me. Because of this me, I believe that whatever I do, it comes back to me. Number one, right? Now, when I start to go back into this state of divinity, the divine state within me, going into the heart, going into the later states, into that ananda sthiti, right? That higher state of bliss and all that, what happens is there is absolutely no feeling of body, mind, nothing is there. So when there is nothing that is happening, everything is happening in that flow of joy, in the flow of bliss, where is this karma? Karma is only there in the first body and second body. I'm in the fifth body. I'm always in the fifth body or sixth body, right? Where is this karma? There is no karma. So it is absolutely essential that we have this knowledge, understanding, and experience. This is the true benefit of meditation. This is the true reason why we have to meditate. Without that, you will never be able to get to that state. Why do I sit in a satsang? I sit in a satsang to get to that state. That state is what I want. Because satsang is an opportunity where I am sitting with my like-minded people and I'm trying to discuss how do I get into that state. What are the things that are stopping me to get there? Instead, we are stuck at a body healing, at a mind association. I have this, I have that, I cannot go there, I cannot do this. We are stuck at this level. Now the kicker is, it is not just at that. Once I become and go into that state of void, that is not end to it. That is the start of it, because you realized on your own that you are divine. But what about everything else? So for example, Srinivas or Sushma ji here, they got this realization that they are divine. What does it mean though? You both have realized that you are divine. Is it enough?
No, because there's theoretically it's true, but from practical point of view, we are not there. Like we have that power, but we forgot about it, and then we are not practicing it. We are away from that.
Correct. So even after you realize that you are God, it is not enough. You also should realize that everything else is also God. Everything else is also divine. What I am touching, what I am seeing, what I am smelling, what I am doing, what I am making, what I am creating, everything that you have, whatever you are seeing, whatever your sensors are feeling, everything is divine. When do I get that? After I get this state of divinity within me, after I accept that I am divine. When I am divine, why am I going through all these things? Is the question that each of us have to ask. We don't ask this question. I am not a piece of God. I am the God by God. God manifested in me as me. That's what it says, right? When God manifested himself as me, then I am the God. The power of God, whatever he has, I have the same power. Where is the difference? Why is that God is not suffering, but yet I am suffering? The reason is I have lost my identity. It is a choice of the individual soul to make the determination whether you accept the karmic cycle of life or you empower your divinity and say you command it. How dare? The bodily association is even coming into play in my divinity. I am divine. I was born with the divinity, right? Now, with that born divinity, am I able to stay in that throughout my life? And that is where you need the penance, the knowledge, the understanding. For me to stay in that state. Right now, we all understand that, okay, I am divine. What does it mean? It means nothing. Because I don't have that inner experience, nor the greater understanding. The power of wisdom is not there. Because I don't have the power of wisdom, my power of karma is acting on me.
But isn't that the strong vasanas you carry from your previous birth, sir?
Yes.
To have the
Yes.
divinity to see,
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you start,
yeah. When you lose your identity, absolutely, yes. Everything will come. Doshas will also come. Why not doshas? Why not samskaras?
Yeah,
Everything.
the vasanas carry on to the next birth, right? But
Yeah.
even if you start at age of 60 or 50 or 40, they say if you go into this path, in the next birth, you carry them with the strong tendencies.
So what is getting carried from birth to birth?
Whatever the strong vasanas you
Yeah.
have
Where do your vasanas reside?
in your subconscious mind.
Yeah, okay. In mind, right? In
Mhm.
mind. Is mind coming and going?
No,
Is mind permanent?
no.
No. Then
For
when
every
you
lifetime, it's different.
exactly see, when you start to bring that divinity within you, which is permanent, by the way, right? Divinity in you is permanent. The soul
Mhm.
is permanent. It is not going anywhere. And then you start to exercise your power of divinity through your soul. The vasanas, the samskaras, whatever you are carrying, everything will vanish in a breath of a second. That's the power of divinity, right?
Mhm.
I am not executing it. You are not executing it because I don't have the knowledge, nor experience, nor the inner, churning that I have to do, right? Whatever I need to do to bring that, right? I don't have that yet, right? Because of that, what I believe is what you just said. It is my vasanas, it is my samskaras that I have done something bad in my life. That is why this life is also bad. Why can't I execute my power right now at this moment and say that I am divine? Nothing, all these are not applicable for me. Nothing applies to me. Why can't I command it? Can't I? I can certainly do that. Then
Yeah,
what
let's
is
say if we start like right now, okay, going into this path, and let's say I leave the body tomorrow. So I just started this path, leave my body tomorrow. So what kind of sanskaras I would carry, you know?
whatever? See, the samskaras are carried by your mind, right? Whatever your mind is holding at that very moment when you left your body is what you carry into the astral worlds, into the casual worlds, and then you return and then you come back with that same thing. You will not miss a single thing on the earth. Wherever you left off, you will come back with the same kind of environment, same kind of body type and all that, because you are left with attachments. What is samskaras? What is vasanas? These are attachments, mindly attachments. Your mind is not free yet.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that my mind has to be free? Because I am divine. As
Mm-hmm.
simple as that. Instead, I am not freeing my mind. I am not spending time to free my mind. I am actually encouraging my mind to go more and more and more and more, so that I want to lose my identity. It's like I am working, but I am working in the wrong side. You're going in the opposite direction. You're supposed to go to the south. You're going to the north. The reason is I'm expanding the consciousness of my mind. While what is meant to happen is you're supposed to bring your mind down. You have to consciously bring your mind down. The power of mind has to be zero. You have to make your mind weak, such that you are able to bring your heart and soul into your life.
So you write your own karmas and bring them with you.
You write your own karmas, and you do when you believe that you are body mind. Yes, when you believe.
Oh, okay.
That it is in your belief system. If I execute my order of command saying that I am thy, nothing applies to me, and I stand in that state, nothing will come my way. I'm done. That is the reason in every life, every living being has the authority to get enlightened, has the opportunity to get enlightened. You don't have to have 100 lifetimes to get enlightened. You can get enlightened provided you have the knowledge, you have the rightful experience to support that knowledge, which is what we call wisdom. That's why the power of wisdom is much more powerful. God operates at the power of wisdom. That's why there is no karma for him. You don't see karma for God. what may come, right? But when I believe in karma, I start to look at the results. Number one, I start to define the karma, saying that this is a good karma, this is bad karma, this is okay karma, this is not okay karma. I am defining that. Where is the definition happening? In my mind, I am defining it. But when I execute my order of divinity, there is no duality at that point. I am everything, I am everywhere. If you are not doing your homework, is because there is an energy that is connecting between you and me. I am equally or indirectly responsible for it, because we are all part of this divine oneness. When do I get to that state? Is when I first start to believe that I am divine. That's why truth shackles the entire knowledge and understanding of the world. With the worldly affairs, we will never be able to get to truth. Such a powerful thing, truth, that it shackles everything that comes its ways. It's the light in the darkest moment of everyone's life, right?
Do you have to be in the meditative state to believe that you are a divine soul, or you don't need to be in that state and still be in the divinity?
For knowledge and understanding, you don't have to be, because when you start to study it, when you start to spend more time and all that, you are in that. But how do I execute it after I become that? Is I am always in that state of void. Right? So it is like, it is at my will, I'm able to go into that state of void and then come back. Without my mind, I cannot operate in the world, because for me to operate in the world, I need mind, right? If I have to eat, I need mind. If I'm saying, right, my body is decaying, or my body is hungry, or my body is thirsty, it is my mind that's telling. If I don't have the mind, I won't be in that state. So my mind is needed for me to do the necessity things that are needed to live in the worldly affairs. But for majority of the time, I don't need my mind, because I am in that state of void. No mind state. In the no mind state, I am divine.
So if we have that compassion,
you will get it. You will have it. It's a natural thing. It's like you are swimming in the water and you're saying that I don't want to get wet. It doesn't happen. So it's like that. You are in that state of energies, love, compassion, gratitude, all that will flow through you. The light, everything will flow through. You cannot. It's not like it's like, you cannot be doing good. It happens just like that, because you are in the state of happening. So God works through you, right?
Yeah, but if you already have those qualities within you, so do you still have to go in that blissful state, or just go into this path, continue in this path of karma, and still hold on to those qualities?
See, the path of karma is not truth. You have to understand this. Number one, truth has nothing to do with karma. Karma is something that you believe at your body mind level. There is no truth in the body mind level. Truth is in the soul level, soul and self. Atma, Brahma, right? That's where the truth is. So as long as you are attached to the things that are moving, that are changing, that are leaving, that are coming, you are in that state only. Karma is like that. Karma is ever changing. Okay. The question is, when I am doing it, even your greatest guru or greatest masters, they have also done the work. But why is that they don't have the karma? Why I have the karma? Because it's in the state. They are in the state of divinity. And when they do things, nothing attaches to them. They are not doing with that thinking that I am the one doing it. I need this. There is no emotion. There is no feeling. There is no sentiment. There is no expectation. There is no result orientation when they are doing it. They are doing it as part of the universal flow. How is that possible? It is possible when you don't have mind. When you're able to switch off your mind and go back to that state of divinity, and you're able to flow with the universe, you're able to do things naturally. And that's why they can heal, they can do anything, they can do miracles. Just it happens just like that. It is not because they want to do it. Things happen through them because they are in that state all the time. So meditation is that for that purpose. I have to go into that state. I have to be in that state, and I have to learn about it. It is not that just by, even if you have a void state, you don't know about it, you don't understand what void means, you have never heard about it, you have never learned about it, then you will not have that experience. You may go and come back, it may happen 100 times. It's like, okay. But the knowledge needs to come to you. The idea is for us to be in that state long enough in the meditation. That way, in a flip of a second, I'm able to bring that, right, in my awakening state, in my dream state, right? Wherever I'm doing it. That fourth state of being, I need to be able to bring that in my, Jagrat avastha, Swapna avastha, or wherever, whatever I'm trying to do, right? That is the goal of, and that is the goal of this truth. That's why truth changes everything. If I am not in this truth, I'm believing that it is my karmas, I'm gonna keep cleaning. How many karmas you're gonna keep clearing yourself? How long you'll be doing it? You don't even have control of the next thought that you get. What control I have? Tell me, right? Think about it. Your karma comes through your thoughts, right? It comes through your thoughts. So I don't have any control of my thoughts. So how do I know? So whether you are in the state of karma, whether you are in the state of body mind, whether you are in the state of alter reality where you are trying to understand certain aspects of, astral state of being and all that, eventually every one of us have to come into this path of realization. Truth is simple but yet powerful. God is very simple but very complex to understand when you put your mind logic in there. You can only become God or understand God when you are heart-centered, because that's his residence. He resides here. So what you're doing in meditation, you have to understand, we all have to understand, what am I doing in meditation? Is I'm traveling from here to here. It is my journey, is from mind to heart. That is meditation. Instead, I am stuck here. I'm trying to look at my body. I'm trying to look at my mind. I'm trying to take things away. I don't need this. I need that. I'm in this state of mind, right? Where I'm playing with my mind. Even in this very age, right? Even each of us, if you start to look at it, the kind of knowledge you have accumulated over a period of time, it is all in here. It is the mind that is running the show. Truth is not something you can comprehend with mind, right? You cannot even understand with mind, because it's beyond mind. So it is only in that state that you experience it. So all the time I am worried about mind, I am worried about what is happening, I am worried about outside things, I am very worried about my material life, my family, my relationship. Where is the time for you to look back and bring back, or go to that state of being, or go to that state of divinity and say that, okay, I am God, I don't need to suffer, I don't need to go through all these things. It's just a stage, so many masters have said, right? World is merry stage, you play your part and depart. Shakespeare talks about it. Whenever masters have given these very powerful statements, we all talk about it, we discuss about it, but then when it comes to experience, I'm not able to stand to it. The reason for that is I'm never taking that seriously. One who understands that there is only divine oneness will never look down at anyone. The person who is holding enmity within him, or who is the enemy to you, is also a god. When do I get that? When I am in that state. So this is the reason I have to find a way in my own. It's not like, there is one way to go. There are multiple ways to go. Whatever works for me, I got to figure out. But I have to be with the truth. It's a must. It's a mandatory. If I am not with the truth, I am in this jungle of illusion. No matter how many puzzles you solve in this jungle will still be a puzzle. It will still be a puzzle for you, because there is always something coming up. So there is no point in exercising your power trying to take off the karma one after other, one after other, one after other, because you will keep incurring it. The best way to do it is, that's why truth hurts. It is going to shackle the knowledge I have. It will make me shiver, because it's breaking all my belief system, all my faith, whatever I was brought in, the religion, everything is dissolving in the truth. So it is with that understanding we have to start to live, and then bring those principles in our life, that I am the one running this show. Nobody else is running the show for you. You are the one running the show for yourself. If somebody else has come to you and said that there is a ABC problem, now that problem has come into you. That means in your divinity, you have a break, a crack. You have to fix that crack. That is how the divine oneness works. It's the highest of its state. God operates at that state. So that is the reason, if I am in the lowest of the lowest orders, and he is at the highest of the highest orders, I will never understand him. Even though I firmly believe, or I know, that it is the God that is running this entire universe, including me. God dwells in me as me. I know that. But yet, I'm never there. So, as we continue to embrace this greater understanding, it becomes abundantly clear that I need to go back to that state. That's why masters say, I don't care how you get there, you get there. You getting into that state of divinity is answer to every possible problem that you are facing today, that you have faced in the past, that you will be facing in the future. That's the only way out. There is no other way out. If there is any other way out, it is your illusion that is playing on you. It is the Maya. The illusion is Maya, right? The Maya is playing on you, that you feel that there is other way of going out. So let us start to embrace that knowledge, that understanding, that belief system, and start to practice meditation to get there. It is such an easy thing once you start to understand this core principle as to how this whole thing started. And once you start to realize and spend time and try to bring back that divinity within, try to remind yourself that I am divine, I am the one. Just have the feeling that I am God, right? How do you feel? The vibrations, your body, your mind vibrations will go up, right? You'll see the consciousness expanding. And in that state, if you are operating with the love energies, with forgiveness, thanking everyone, giving an opportunity for everyone to act and respond, and be humble, be generous to everything that is coming your way. There is no good, there is no bad. Everything is happening at its best. So now karma is not going to bother you, Because you start to take karma as a learning. My body and mind are learning. Let them learn. Without that karma, there is nothing going to happen. I'm not bothered by it anymore. The learning will come. Everything, whatever your karma is bringing into you, you are learning from it. There is a knowledge. The power of wisdom is coming to you. When the power of wisdom keeps coming to you, you will transcend the karmas. Automatically, you will transcend the karmas. You don't have to go through the karma. They come to you, you transcend it, you go to the next state. Because you are in the higher vibrations than the karma, what the knowledge it's going to bring you. You already have that knowledge. So it will come, it will dissolve, you go to the next one. Such is the power of divinity within us. The more we start to embrace it, the more we start to understand and spend time towards that, the faster the results are going to be. Any questions? I know this is a very complex topic when you are coming from bottom up, but it's an easier way when you do top down, right? Like we talked about a couple of weeks back, I am a spiritual being out to have human experience. And we believe instead that I am a human being out to have spiritual experience. When you believe that you are a human being out to have spiritual experience, you are going through karma. When you are saying that I am the spirit who is out to have human experience, I am executing my right of divinity. I'm not bothered by anything that happens in the lower levels, right? Let them happen. I'm there. So it may seem very well that people are not meditating, not my, a lot of you talk about it, a lot of you, come to me, hey, my family is not meditating, my in-laws are not meditating, they're not doing, it is absolutely fine. There is no other way out of it. Eventually, not this lifetime, next lifetimes, they will have to come. If there is another way out beyond truth, it would have been told already. The only way you can realize you come out of suffering, you get peace and happiness in your life is truth. That's it. The one that we just spoke about. There is no other way. That's why even Patriji used to say, if somebody doesn't want to come, that's fine. He will come after 5 lifetimes. That's his choice. It is only with my choice I am living this life. Whether it is suffering, whether it is happiness, whether it is peace, whether it is guilt, whether it is fear, it is your choice. The choice that you executed is to go through that suffering. You have the choice to say, I'm divine, I don't want to go through it. But you chose the other way. And hence we suffer. Yeah, go ahead, Asha ma'am.
So, Master, if how do I raise my frequency? Suppose I'm a new meditator, and somebody's coming new into the meditation. So, does karma play a role? You know, for them to raise their frequency to the highest level, to the 12th dimension, so that I can see these masters. Sometimes, when you start the meditation, the masters are cleansing you or doing some kind of surgery. So why does it happen? Is it happening at the lower dimension that they want to help you clear, some malefic, whatever, cleansing, so that is this the process to take us to the higher dimension? Is this associated with karma, or when we get into meditation, if we have suppose good karma, then we can just directly connect to 12th dimension? Or is this the divine grace that I am not using any of my mind, I'm totally operating from my heart, and I just directly connect to 12th dimension?
So you just answered, right? You can be in that state where you are in the 12th dimension. In every life, you get the opportunity. Whether you execute that opportunity through choice or not is up to you. Number two, if I am believing, right, my belief system has something that is attached, right? I'm going through this karma, I want to release this karma. right? At that state is when the masters are coming and relieving it for you, if you are in that state. If there is a genuine reason where you have the understanding and you need to go to the next level, then masters will certainly come. Only when you ask. You have to ask, right? Number two. Number three, I am a new beginner. I am coming into meditation. Will my karma play the role? Absolutely, your karma will play the role because you don't have the understanding. You are divine, but you don't believe it. You don't know about it. What you do what you do, right? You do what you do. I mean, there is nothing like, when you are not able to execute your power, you are like everyone else. So as a beginner, when you come in, that is the reason it is equally important that we have the knowledge and understanding as much as the power of meditation. The power of meditation will give you the vibrational state. But at that vibration, if you don't grasp the knowledge and understanding, then it's no good for you, because you will not be able to realize. You're not able to liberate yourself. At every state, from dimension to dimension, there has to be a liberation and realization. Only when you go to the next state and all that. So when you become divine, what is that you carry? You carry love, you carry compassion, you carry gratitude, right? You carry sympathies, right? You do things out of your heart. You don't do it for expecting anything. But when I'm a new beginner, I don't have that heart. I'm thinking, if I do this meditation, what am I going to get? So it is absolutely fine as a beginner that if somebody is thinking that I need to do certain things for me to be able to get there, that's fine, because it is that understanding. But there are some beginners who actually come with a greater understanding, but they don't have the experience. So it all depends upon at what state of understanding and belief system that you are coming into meditation. That's why each and every one of us, even though some of us are coming as a beginners, we have got very profound experiences. And some of them who have been beginners for years, they're still beginners. It is because of the understanding, and then you have to stay in that understanding, right? You have to be able to live in the principles. It's not just I got this here, but then I go back every day and then look at duality, the world as it is. Then I'm not divine one. I can never be a divine oneness if I'm looking the world as a duality. So this is the reason it is absolutely essential that we start to embrace this knowledge and understanding, and then use this knowledge and understanding in your meditation, so that you are not distracted. You're not distracted by asking, I need this, I need that, and all. Instead, you want to execute your right of divinity. I command that my divinity be restored in me to the fullest extent. I come on, die, right? That I am that. I am that, what I am looking for. I am already that. When I am already that, why am I looking? I'll stop looking. Exercise your right. It's like you go to a voting center, you go vote, right? You want to exercise your right. If somebody says, no, don't vote it, you don't have it and all, you'll fight. Similarly here, your worldly affairs will always drag you down. No, you're not that. Like the moment you say you execute your right of divinity, next moment something else happens, something bad happens, and then you say, oh, I'm divine, how could this happen to me? When you are divine, whatever comes to you, you just take it. There is no good or bad. It's life. That's it.
So how do we maintain the same energy level at the highest frequency all the time? If we have to be in meditation, all the time, how do we maintain that in the regular life?
So two things, right, man? One is actually the thing is, meditation is a must for you to bring those energies. It is a must. You have to do sincere and serious deep level meditations for you to get to that heart. Number one, you have to have the greater understanding. So you have to read about truth. You have to understand about truth in all angles, not one angle, in all angles. Because the more you have understanding of the truth, the easier it becomes for you to get to that state. because your mind will not interfere. Because truth is something your mind cannot comprehend. It will let go. It will say, yes, you go. I don't care. This truth thing, I don't know. You go directly to a heart, you play with it. It will allow you to do it. It will allow. And number 3, you have to be with the like-minded people. Truth connects truth. So if you have somebody who is living in truth, you have to be in good association with them. Because what happens, they always talk about truth, they always live in the truth. No matter what happens, they will inadvertently pull you into the truth. You go and talk to a person who is living in truth, you talk about worldly affairs, he's not interested. He will listen for 5-10 minutes and then he'll say, stop, let's talk about truth. What do you understand, right? See, he always bringing that vibrations towards you, the truth vibrations towards you. That way, he's reminding you all the time. So that's why it is important that Swajaya, Sajjana Sangacha, and the Satsangam and the reading that you do, it is very important, because those things will make you stand in that state. Like there was a question other day, somebody asked me saying that I have not gone for satsang for 2 months. Am I gonna really lose my energies? Absolutely. Why? Because you have not been with the like-minded people for about 2 months on the truth. While you are in that journey, you got to be with the co-passengers, right? Co-fellow passengers. You have to be in the flock of people who are in the same knowledge base. Why? If I don't do that, I will be pulled down. Because people around me are not in the truth. So what is important for them? For them, living the worldly affairs is important. So whenever I bring that on, I put that hat of truth, they will say, hey, take it, put the truth of untruth, right? Put the other hat, because they will drag you down. So that's why Patriji says, right, you have to always figure out who are your like-minded people. Go figure out. Always try to do that. The trying to do that is for you to be staying in that. You're constantly reminded. But once you get that experience itself, then you are fine. Then you can be anywhere else. That's why as a beginner, you should avoid bad company. It's absolutely essential as a beginner, you should avoid bad company. If you don't avoid bad company, you will inherit all the bad characters, what the other person, the qualities, whatever they are going through, you will inherit all that. See, how that happens is inherently it happens. It's not like knowingly you do it. Inadvertently it happens because you have in the association of the bad company for a longer time. That is what is the difference between truth and the world. When you are stuck in the world and doing your worldly affairs, you are in the bad company. Not in the real bad essence company, you're not in the truth. So when I'm staying here for too long and I don't have my energies to stay in truth, what happens? I get dragged down. I lost it. So I got to bring back my identity again.
Is there a possibility that once you get to this higher state of meditation, I am experiencing when I talk to somebody, I get headache. I'm not able to talk to them, like even for 5 minutes. And this is happening with a lot of people. So I don't talk. So can this happen when you get in the meditation, when you spend more and more time in meditation? Can this happen?
There are two
Because
aspects. One is, if I am sitting with somebody else, am I catching up the other person's aura? Yes, you will. If your energy is not powerful enough, you will you will take other person's aura. If that person is carrying some kind of a negative vibes, you will take them on. That's why you got to clean your aura and all that, right? Number one. Number two, if you have sufficiently gained experience in your meditation and you are in deep, you have done that, you will be so powerful that no negative influence can come your way. Unless there is a powerful negative influence that comes your way, you will not be affected by the worldly, individuals or people or anything, places and all that, right? Number three, which is all more important, is how do you retain that? Is your consistency in practice, right? When you it's not like only during my meditation, I'm able to get to that. After that, I don't have. If you have done enough meditation, of enough practice of meditation, you will be able to get to tap onto that energies even when you're outside. Okay. And an easy way to do that is, see, love, love energies, compassion energies, light, these are all higher vibrations, right? When you feel like somebody, you're sitting and you're talking to them and you are getting headache, you send love energies. You say, I love you. Just say, I love you. That's it. Those energies will bring you back, because you're saying it, you're getting into that state of higher vibrative state where the energies will shift in few minutes, right? You will see the shift happen in the entire system there, right? In the auras and all that. It is always, see, the divinity is not just within you, it is everywhere. But I need to recognize that. So when I am not in that state, when something else is pulling me back, I have a way to execute it by saying that I love you, right? I love this moment. I bring that love energies in me. I bring that light in me. You release the light, divine light in you. Then immediately the energy shifts.
So you always have the love and light in your heart.
You will always have it. You know it or not, you always have it. You always, because that's the home of divine.
Okay.
Heart is the home of your divine. Divine is resting there. You got to wake him up.
You always, even when you talk to others, you use only your heart.
You have to use only your heart. You cannot use this, because if you use this, you judge.
Even if it is like a conversation where you have to remember mind, you have to use the mind. So don't use the mind at all. Just try to eliminate the mind totally and be operating with the heart all the time.
Otherwise, how can you guide anybody, right? If you are using your mind, I'm using my mind, both are not divine. How am I able to advise anything to you? How am I able to guide you? My guidance has to come from my purity, my divinity, right? That divinity comes when I connect to the heart. So you have to empty this, and then you have to listen to the person, what is going through, and you have to send your energies, right? Sometimes it may very well be the case that you have to send energies. So you do what you need to do to support that. But then again, making sure that you are not dragged into it, right? You got to. So if you're saying that I'm getting headache and all, right, that is not the way, right? Because then you are giving your energies.
Okay. So that is, so when I feel like that some back pain or something, I just send them love energy. I just
send them love energies. Send to the pain also. Pain is an opposite to love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you carry pain? Because you lost the connection of love. Pain is the lowest vibration.
Can you
highest.
also be sensitive when you get into meditation? Can you also become very sensitive when you talk to somebody on the phone? You can feel, maybe they are in pain and you can feel the pain.
Yes.
Or maybe you are going through the process of healing or something like that.
Yeah. It is very natural. When you start to meditate for a longer time and deeper level, you will sense the energies of the subtle energies within you are acting, right? They are active. The moment they become active, they will connect to the other person's subtle energies, and then you will be able to feel it. Yes, it is very natural that when you are meditator, you will be able to feel the other person. You can sense the energy, you can see what is going on. Sometimes you can look at the aura colors. I mean, it all depends upon to what level you want to take that, but all that is possible.
So if I have to really go to Siddhashram, or if I have to see Mavdar Babaji, how can I just, I can feel the energy. I can feel that I have high energy. My body gets into a state of like bliss. I go into that state of bliss where I can feel that joy and happiness. So I know I'm in this high energy zone, but how can I take that frequency even more higher to 12th dimension?
So what happens, madam, when the way you are saying it is not that. Okay. When you say that I have the feeling, it is not that. There is no feeling, there is nothing there. you're just there. It's a standstill state.
Mm.
Okay? In that state, you cannot differentiate between Babaji and you. If you are still doing it, then that is not the state. That is not there. You're not there yet. The state
No, but
when
no,
the divine oneness, right? The divine, yeah.
When at that state I feel nothingness. I don't feel anything. I'm not thinking anything. But after I come out, that time I think, oh, you know what? How do I was there for this one, like few seconds I was there. So I'm out of that. Then I think, how can I raise this from this state to I have to go to the upper, higher state. After
There
I
is
come
no,
out.
okay. So if there is no upper state than that, bliss standstill is the highest of its state, right? After that, the only thing is you get into that universal state, right? If you want to get into the nirvikalpa sthiti, you have to go much deeper. How do you do it? You sit in that state for a longer time. You have to practice that. You have to practice going into that state. After you going into that state, if you still have the feeling that I am in that state, I am coming out of this, that is not the state. The state has no connection to the space or time or anything, right? You are just in that being state. Everything, you are everything at that point. So first of all, you should not be able to differentiate, number one. Number two, if you are saying that I'm trying to get into the dimensional aspect of it where I wanted to see Babaji, then you cannot go into that state. You have to, because the state that you are in, standstill state, Babaji is with you. He and you are one. You want to come to the lower state where you are able to differentiate between you and him, and you want to see him as an energy body, right? So that is astral state. So for that, you need to ask. He needs to, he has to allow for you to be able to see him, right? I mean, you have to cry from your heart, and then bring that energy to him, right? He has to feel that, yes, I can show myself to her because she got that eligibility or whatever, right? No divine entity will come in front of you just for sake of coming, right? They come with an intention. You have to be, selfless, and you have to be serving the society. I mean, they look at a lot of those parameters, and then when you are ready is when they come. But otherwise, you just keep doing what you're doing, and then one day it happens. Okay?
No, I don't think about it. When I'm over there, my body becomes still, and I'm not able to differentiate anything. Nothing, nothingness state is there. But after that, I start thinking that, oh, this state is good. How can I be there for longer? So
that is the practice. So you go into a couple of seconds. There was a question last month. Somebody asked me, and I was there in that state of void. I felt it that I was there for a few seconds, and I came out. How do I be in that state? I said, practice. That's it. You keep practicing. What happens is every second it starts to increase. That realization that you need to come out, right? You got it after 30 seconds today. If you practice for one more week, that happens for 40 seconds. It is a very slow progression. You have to be absolutely patient.
okay.
You have to be patient. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. Good discussion. All right. I think it's about 10:20, not 10:18, right? So let's get started with the meditation. Please, let's sit comfortably, everyone. Now, with this divine understanding as to how these things execute and how these things operate, let us meditate for next half an hour, 45 minutes in that space where we are the one. I am what I am, right? I am what I am looking for. Bring that energy that I am the one. There is no second person. There is no second thing. Everything is I am. This entire universe is me. I am that God. That God is me. Let's have that wonderful feeling and sit and let us meditate. Bring your attention slowly to your normal, natural, tranquil, soft, tender, and beautiful breath. Let us become one with the breath. Let us witness the state. It is such a beautiful state, my dear masters. We have to get to that state. That is the goal. No matter what, shut down your senses. Bring your mind into that oneness. Hold still. You will feel a lot of energies. Be with your breath, my dear friends. Be with your breath. Be with your breath. Last 30 seconds. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please slowly take your hands and put it on your eyes. Whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes and look at your palms. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, masters. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity. At this time, anyone would like to share experience or any questions, please go ahead. It was simply a beautiful experience. No questions, then we'll call it a night, and then we'll see you all next week with yet another interesting topic. All right, have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.